guys, I am ready to get these apps started. Yesterday was not too bad. Afternoon was slower. Evening wasn't too bad. So we'll see how it goes today. Hopefully we'll start off with something good. So let's go ahead and get good old Spark turned on. We'll see what they have for us today. So I'm going to go ahead and tap Spark now. And I'm just going to say 7:30. Spark is on, and over to GrubHub. Let me tap that again. Toggle that to taking offers. GrubHub's on, and good old Ubereats. Tap the go button. We are on with Ubereats and DoorDash. My fingers are not working. There we go. DoorDash, dash now. And we'll just say 7:30. We'll just one step at a time. Charge, phone, enough gas, red card, hot to bag, start dashing. And all 4 apps are on. And we're gonna see who brings us the first offer. Nothing's coming in yet. All right, guys, I will check back with you as soon as I get something worth taking. Of course, if I get something real horrible, I will be, oh, here it comes. Okay. So they usually come in as soon as I turn on the apps, you know. $12.25 for 12.5 miles. That's an absolute no for me. I am going to hit the decline on that. The miles are too high. It needs to be, I'm going to put distance too far. The miles need to be a lot lower for me to consider that offer. So that is a no-go. So I will check back with you guys in a minute. All right, so I've had to decline some pretty bad offers coming my way. I've only received 1 Spark order, and they actually sent it to me twice now. It was for $12.07 for 5.6 miles, and there was 2 orders within that. That is an absolute no for me. Then I got a DoorDash offer, which was for $3.75 for 4.6 miles. The miles are too high. $3.75 is way too low. And then they sent me another one. I told you it has been really bad for a minute. $2.75 for 1.8 miles. Now the miles is nice, but the $2.75 is not. That is just way too low. DoorDash again. And then Ubereats wanted to join the party. $2.77 for 3.4 miles. Again, absolutely not. Can't even look twice at those offers. It's just a no-go. And then I did get an offer from Ubereats for $16.77 for 2 orders for 2.8 miles. I hit the accept button and the offer disappeared, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I looked and I had my Wi-Fi on, and sometimes when you have the Wi-Fi on, the offer will not lock in. I made sure to turn that off afterwards because I lost this offer. I held out, and then I get another really bad offer, and I'm like, gosh dang it, I lost a good one. $2.50 from Ubereats for 2.8 miles, another really bad one. So of course I'm gonna hold out, wait for something that's reasonable, worth my time, and I finally got something. Ubereats came back to me. $9.42 for 2.5 miles from McDonald's. We are heading there now. Way better offer. Sometimes you just gotta hold out and weed out the bad stuff and wait for the good. Didn't take me too long, but you gotta weed out some really bad ones. And they're right around the corner. We're heading there now.
One. Oh,
These. Is it 2 bags? Miss? Excuse me? Sir? Sir, are these bags go together?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I've got the McDonald's order. And I go in there and the order's sitting on the counter. I confirm the number on my phone with the order that's sitting on the counter. But there's another bag sitting behind it, and I'm like, there's no tag on it. Sometimes they'll like tape the handles or put a tag on it to show that it's together. And there's employees around kind of off in the back, but they're close enough to where I would think that they could hear me. And so I'm trying to get somebody's attention, like, you know, do these bags go together? With McDonald's, they're known for ignoring people. I've seen them do it many times. Some may say maybe they don't hear you. But yeah, I had to keep trying to get somebody to confirm. But yeah, anyways, I finally got somebody and he said yes, they go together. But yeah, a lot of people were just trying to ignore that I was trying to get somebody's attention, because like I said, there was a few people there. Somebody had to hear me, and I was one girl, I even caught her attention, but she kind of looked away. So I'm just like, goodness gracious, can somebody just tell me if these bags go together? They need to do better when it comes to customer service, at least acknowledging I got an issue, obviously, or trying to confirm something. So anyways, got my order, confirmed the bags went together. We are 3 minutes at 1.3 miles down the road, and I'm gonna turn on my other app, see what else we can catch. All right, McDonald's orders dropped off. It was easy to find. So on the way here, like I said, I was going to turn on my other apps, but the offers that have been coming in have been $2 and $3 offers. But here is the worst of the worst. Have you guys seen something like this? I'm sure you guys have. $4 for 12 miles. And I'm just like, 12 miles for $4? That order is going to take, well, it would take me really far out to where, one, I wouldn't get another offer, and two, those miles are just so high for $4. That's just ridiculous. Those shouldn't even be allowed. I would hope nobody would even consider taking something like that. That is just a really bad offer. So obviously that is a decline. So I'm gonna head back to where all the restaurants are and hopefully catch something on the way back there. All right, guys. After I got done saying what I was saying, I did finally get something reasonable. $9.03 for 4.2 miles for Chick-fil-A. It is Ubereats. I am on my way there right now. They're not too far away. So the question is, how long should you wait for an order when picking up at a restaurant? And I know some people, it's, you know, if the offer's $10, they'll wait, you know, max 10 minutes. I say that's a pretty good ballpark. Of course, if the restaurant's like, you know what, it's going to be another 5 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, that's reasonable. For a $20 offer, 20 minutes is probably a good ballpark, no more than that, unless the restaurants, you know, you go check in with them and they're like, oh, it's going to be another 5 minutes. You know, you got to kind of weigh everything out, including mileage. If the miles are really far and the pay's higher, you just really got to weigh it out and see what's going on. I've actually had BJ's. It was a GrubHub order, and I think it was like $17 and some change. And you know, it was reasonable pay, reasonable miles, and I'm thinking, you know, for GrubHub with BJ's, with the time of the day, I was like, okay, maybe 15 minutes, they should have it done around there, maybe max 20, but 20 is pushing it for me, right? And so I keep checking back in. Oh, it'll be ready in 10 minutes. When I initially went there, they told me it was going to be 10 minutes. So I'd set my timer for 10 minutes and came back and checked on it. Oh, it's going to be another 10 minutes. And I'm like, okay, all right, I'll wait patiently. Maybe they're busy or whatnot. Well, it's been 20 minutes. I go back and check, and another girl tells me it's going to be 10 minutes. And I'm like, okay, it has already been 20 minutes. Now you guys are really pushing it. And I told them that. I said, I've already been here 20 minutes, and I looked at the order. It wasn't very many items either. So I was getting the vibe, I was getting pushed on the back burner, which I've heard some of the restaurants will take care of the dine-in customers, and us drivers will get put on the back burner and they'll get to us when I can. It ended up being, because I kept getting led along, it ended up being 45-minute wait. And by that time, you're just burnt. You're burnt. Now you got to go drop off the order. That was just too long for me for that $17, because now I got to go drop the order off. So, yeah, but they kept leading me along. Oh, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. And it's like, you already told me that. It should be right out. So it's one of those situations. It doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes you'll get led along, and you're just really getting pushed on the back burner. So how long are you guys willing to wait for an offer? Do you have like a dollar per minute type of thing based on the offer? What is your guys' thoughts? And what is the longest that you've ended up having to wait for an offer? I'm gonna have to say that's probably the longest, only because they led me along and kept telling me it's gonna come out. You know, Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens. All right, we're almost to Chick-fil-A. So the order for Chick-fil-A was ready, which is awesome. Sometimes the orders aren't ready and I'll have to check in with somebody there to make sure that they're working on my order. There are times if you don't check in and you assume that your order is gonna come out, time will pass you by. They never printed off the ticket or who knows what happened. But I always like to check in to make sure somebody's working on it, that my ticket's been printed, and that the order is in progress. So that's another thing that I'll do. And you know, if they say, oh, give us 5 minutes, give us 10 minutes, I'll check back in 5 or 10 minutes. Also keep an eye out. If the order doesn't come out by then, I'll go check back in. You know, you told me to come check back in 10 minutes. I'm just seeing, you know, where the order's at. So yeah, it usually gets the process moving, because I've had too many times where you think that the order is going to be out within a short period of time of arriving. Maybe you were just right around the corner and you wait. The ticket was never ever printed, and that's happened to me actually at Popeyes quite a few times. So I always check in and make sure that they're working on it. So this customer is 6 minutes, 2.5 miles. We are on our way. Chick-fil-A orders dropped off. It was a house, which was easy to find. Of course, I've been getting some really bad offers on the way to drop off, and Spark has been quiet. So it's probably like later afternoon right now. So hopefully it'll kick in later tonight. But DoorDash had been sending some really bad orders. Here's another one. $6.25 for 12.1 miles. What is up, DoorDash? That's just an absolutely ridiculous offer. I really hope there is no driver taking that order. $6.25 for 12 miles. I mean, gosh, it's really bad. I'm getting another one right now from Ubereats. $7.62 for 8.9 miles. Miles are too high and pay is too low. It just doesn't make any sense. So I'm gonna head back into my area and see what else we can catch. All right, so I've caught 2 orders. One from Uber Eats. Uber Eats is giving somewhat reasonable offers between the really bad offers. $7.23 for 3 miles. I have to go to a food cart and pick this order up. But I also finally caught a Spark, which I have about 20 minutes till I have to go pick that order up. So this should work out absolutely perfect. $19.50 for 4.8 miles. So I am on my way to the food cart. The order should be ready by the time I get there. And then we'll go over to Walmart and get that order. So we are heading there now. Josephina?
Josephina, oh.
With Uber Eats.
That's right, I just got a bag of rolls.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, let me...
Cool, thank you.
Yeah, have a good day.
You too, bye-bye.
Sweet.
I've got the order from the food cart. It was ready. It just had to be bagged. Customer is 1 minute, 0.6 miles, and we are almost there. And of course, they're an apartment, which shouldn't be too big of a problem, but we're almost there. Order is dropped off. Of course, it's an apartment complex. It was pretty easy for the most part. There was 2 entrances. Of course, I went to the first entrance and the apartment was on the other side of the complex. So I just had to loop around and, you know, follow along. But the apartment numbers were readable, which I always appreciate. Some of these apartment complexes, the trees are blocking them. You can't see unless you get out. So for the most part, not bad. I just had to do a full loop around and somebody's trying to pull out on me. So yeah, we are on our way to pick up the Walmart order. We should be there shortly. Made it to Walmart and have checked in. It says the order's ready. There are a few other people here already, so let's see how long it takes them to get me my order. Hopefully it won't be too much longer. I am ready to go and get these orders dropped off. It's only been a few minutes, but they seem to be loading up people pretty quick, which is a plus. Sometimes when the cars start piling up, I start getting real concerned and nobody's getting loaded, but things seem to be moving, so hopefully it won't be too much longer. So I forgot to mention that one of them is an apartment, the other one is a house. But when I was looking at the apartment items, nothing looked crazy. It seems that they are on the 2nd floor just based on the apartment number. But sometimes that doesn't tell you either. I've had times where I thought it was on the second floor and it was on the first floor. But most of the time, from the number, you know, if it was like apartment 300, it would be on the third floor, or apartment 100 to be on the first floor, or apartment 200 to be on the second floor. So I guess we'll find out, but nothing crazy in here. It looks like about 10 items and some milk, so something I should definitely be able to handle for an apartment if it is the second floor. And then the other one is a house. They do have more items. Nothing too crazy there. If there was some cases of water, I'm not concerned with the houses. It's the apartments that I'm concerned with. So we're gonna hang out. Hopefully they will be out soon and load us up so I can get to going. All right, so I have been loaded up. It took, from the time that I arrived to being fully loaded, 12 minutes. Not too bad. They were moving, getting people taken care of, which is always nice to see. So I got my first drop off is the apartment. There's only, what, 3 bags back here. And the customer left a note that I need to look up their name on the call box and that they'll buzz me in. So that should be pretty straightforward. So we are heading there now, and they are 4 minutes, 1.5 miles. So not bad. And then the second one is a house. So that should be pretty easy and nothing crazy back there. I always like to get out to see what they have. Because sometimes you're going through the list and you're trying to scroll through it fast and you miss something. And I've had that happen once where I've accepted an offer and just kind of scrolled through it quick, not really like sitting and going through it with the fine-tooth comb. And I get to the Walmart and I get out to, you know, scan my barcodes and look at the order, and it is like a bunch of cases of waters because the totes were like this, and I'm like, and it was an apartment. And I'm like, oh no, I am not taking this offer. I just can't. I just can't. Absolutely not. So I ended up having to unassign that offer because it wasn't worth it to me. And I don't remember if it was like the second floor or the third floor, but it was quite a few cases of water and some other items. And I'm like, no, I'm just not going to do that. So I'm a little bit more picky about my offers. Of course, you know, the customer can take away the tip and you do all that work and that happens, you ain't gonna be happy. So we are almost to the customer. Let's go get this order dropped off. We are almost to the apartment complex, but as I'm getting closer, I'm like, oh my gosh, I know what apartment complex it is. It's like a newer apartment complex, and there is only one entrance to get into this place. You can't even come to the light and flip a UE to get into it. You literally have to go around, go through a few lights to circle back around to get into the complex. So it's one of those ones you gotta do some maneuvering to get to. I think there's only one entrance. Maybe there's another one on the other street, but it's not very easy to get into. You know, typical apartment complex, you just, wherever you're at, you go on the street, you flip a UE and you get into the apartment complex. And then I have the call box. I have delivered, I think it was food here, Ubereats, where there was the call box, but luckily somebody was going into the building and they let me in, so I didn't have to deal with the call box. Hopefully that will be the case. That's always nice when somebody else lets you in and then you don't got to mess with the call box. So we are almost there. I am at the light, and then I got to go to another light, and then another light. The complex is literally off to the side of me. But I can't make a UE at this light, so I have to go through, I got this light, another light, another light. I have to go through 3 lights to get to the complex that's right next to me because there is no U-turn, there is no left turn at this light, so unfortunate. All right, guys, we're almost there. Hopefully somebody will let me in. All right, unfortunately nobody is here, so I'm gonna have to look up the customer's name. I'm gonna hold it down and look for their last name. Oh no. Thank you.
Hey, what's up?
Appreciate it.
Huh?
I said I appreciate it.
That door sucks.
You said what?
The door don't work no more.
Oh, is that what it is? It's kind of funky. Yeah. First Spark orders dropped off, so I go to the call box. The call box to me was a little funky, but I ended up finding the name, and I'm trying to get buzzed in. It sounded like it was buzzed in, but somebody was talking. It was really weird. Anyways, this guy came and he opened up the door for me. He came from the street side entrance because the sign on the door says use street side entrance door to get into the building. And then he told me that too, and I'm like, I didn't even see the sign. I guess I wasn't even paying attention. But he let me in, which was very kind of him. But orders dropped off. Here's the other thing. The second customer is that way. I have to go up here. This apartment complex is funky. I have to go up here to this light and flip a UE to get back that way. There's only one way in here. I've confirmed it. There's only one way in here from what I could tell. Yeah, so we're gonna go up here and flip a UE. The next customer is 6 minutes, 2.6 miles, and I did message them that I am on my way. Last Spark order dropped off. So this house was off of a busier main street. So the GPS, I seen that it was coming up close and I had a bunch of cars behind me. So what I did is I turned on my hazards to make sure that I got to the right driveway, because you don't want to pass it up, and kind of pulled off to the side till I got to the driveway entrance of the customer, and the cars went around me. Once it was clear that I backed in and unloaded by their front door, they had a screen door, so I set the groceries down below so that they're able to get out and get their groceries, and then gave them a ring. So pretty easy drop off, except, you know, if I wasn't paying attention, I'd miss that driveway really easily. But luckily I was paying attention and seen that it was coming up soon. Turn on the hazards, let the traffic pass me so I could get to their driveway, and then backed in. So all went smooth. I'm gonna take me a break and then get back out here for this evening. Appreciate you guys riding along with me as always, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.